Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike. Today we're going to talk about why most businesses fail. And it's not what you think. So there's this idea that businesses fail because of lack of trying or because you quit. Okay, that's the concept out there, but that's not always true. I know a lot of founders that have given their all to something and it just doesn't work out. I'm one of them, okay? But today we're gonna find out the true reason why most businesses fail. It's because of this, okay? Traction. This is a great book that I picked up a few years ago. I actually picked up this book and you guys can look it up. It's called Traction, Startup Guide to Getting Customers. It's written by Gabriel Weinberg, okay? This was a book I picked up a few years ago after my last startup failed, and it failed miserable, lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And by the time I picked up this book, it was already too late, but I wanted to know the things that I did wrong. So here's the thing. Whenever you're building a business, more particularly, I'll use online businesses as an example because this is where my expertise is in. So when you're building a business, whether online or offline, there's this, as a founder or entrepreneur, you're excited, and nobody is more passionate or excited about your business idea more than you, okay? And that's typically the case. And so oftentimes you may find yourself not focusing on the right thing. And I'll use my story as an example. So the last business that I tried to build, it was a video online streaming startup. And this was back in 2015. And I was so excited about this business idea. I thought I had everything I needed, okay? I had the capital to start it. I had a team of about 10 people. I was in the right environment. I was living in Los Angeles at the time. And if you know anything about LA, if you're in the media business, you have all of the resources available to you. You have editors, actors, and so on and so forth. All the video equipment you could possibly need. So I thought that I had all of the perfect resources, except I lacked the focus that I needed. And what I mean by that is, as the founder, I was so focused on the product itself. Okay, I wanted to build a perfect streaming platform. And so what I did was I allocated so much money and resources into making sure we have the website built, making sure we had the mobile application built and functioning properly, making sure we have all of the tutorials for users. When we get a new user, we want to make it so easy for them to sign up. So we added things like instant click Facebook sign up. So you didn't need to go through 2 to 3 steps to sign up. You just hit a button, it connects through your Facebook, and boom, you're in. So we had all of these things. And I thought we were, the customers were just gonna rush in because we had the perfect product. And so the first month when we launched, we did a campaign. So another thing was I decided to focus on one marketing strategy, which was Facebook ads, because this was where a lot of the APIs that we use to make the website and the app easier was through Facebook. So and Facebook had really cool targeting where you can target your customers. So we ran ads for, through Facebook, and with that campaign, we spent about $30,000. Okay, so that happened, and again, I get this excitement, like, okay, the customers are coming in. But what we did was we had a free trial. So all those customers that we acquired for all that money, we didn't necessarily convert all of them, which is not a bad thing. If you can convert a good amount of the signups you get, then that's great. Long story short, we were converting some of them, which was good. We were proving the business idea, but it got to a point where the overhead costs got really high. So the overhead costs, we were spending maybe 20-25 grand a month. And we were getting maybe $3,000 to $6,000 a month in sales. And so I thought, okay, maybe we need to go raise some money, because all of this was funded by my personal bank account. I didn't raise any capital. I basically used all of my money, all of my personal savings. And so I tried to raise money, but I couldn't. I didn't. At the end, I didn't, because the business obviously failed. But what I remember about that process also was that I kept focusing on making the product better. So my perfect excuse was, okay, we're not getting a lot of customers because the product is not doing this, or the product is not doing it. And I'm a very obsessive analytical guy, okay? Being in digital marketing, you know your numbers and you make a lot of decisions about numbers. So I was focusing so much on the numbers through the website, through the mobile application, that I thought, okay, maybe this landing page is not working well, we need to change this. Long story short, I focused so much on the product that I lost sight of this traction. And with this book, the reason why I love this book, and I started reading this book again because I'm working on my second startup. And what this book tells you, what it teaches you, is two major concepts. One is that yes, it's great to build your product, but you should also understand that sales is everything. Okay? So what I did, and perhaps what a lot of founders and entrepreneurs do, is that we're so excited about bringing something to the market where we don't even think about how we're actually going to get it out there. We don't try to A/B test different strategies for marketing. We lose focus of that because, again, our minds are so channeled on building this amazing product. And then once we're done building this product, okay, it's time to get the sales and the customers. And guess what? The worst assumption that you can make is that if you build it, the customers will come. That's bullshit. Because one, you may have competition. Two, your product may be great, but your customers may not necessarily understand it. This is why testing the market first is such a great idea. You can do all the research you want, but if you don't test the market initially before you actually launch fully your product, then you're shooting yourself in the foot, which is what this book really brings out, or tries to make you understand, is that while you're building your product, you should also be working on different strategies, how you're going to bring this into the market. So I'll give an example. One of the things it talked about was this bullseye method, and a simple way to break that down is, say you're working on your product, you're building, and one way to test the market is while you're building, you could have like a short list or a private mailing list, say for example, where you shoot out an email, let people know, hey, this is my product, test it. Basically, you pre-launch your product to a small group of people, okay, and then you have them test it out, get feedback for that particular product, and see what they're saying, see what the market is saying. If the pre-launch was successful, then perhaps you've proven something, and then you can make your way into building a full marketable item. And again, still, while you're doing that, you should also test different marketing channels. So say for example, if your goal is to go viral and gain 1 million users within a short period of time, say you wanted to hit 1 million users in say 3 months, then instead of focusing your resources on search engine optimization or display ads or PR, your focus should be on viral videos, because then you can reach your users exponentially. Okay, so that's really what this book it teaches us. And cut. Okay, so that's really what this book teaches, is this concept of knowing how to build things in parallel. So you're not just focusing on the product or building the product, but you're also focusing on how you're going to get it to customers. But not just getting it to customers, but even proving that that product is good to market. So, and I'm reading this book once again because I made the big mistake of being so one-sided, so black and white about my approach in building something. And a lot of founders and a lot of entrepreneurs do this. And some of you, if you're watching this video and you're like, man, this happened to me, then yeah, you should pick up this book. It's a great book, and I'm reading it for the second time because I'm working on a new startup, and you guys will know about it soon enough. And I want to do it right this time. And also, one of the concepts that this book teaches me is that you don't have to waste money. There's this false notion that having money puts in your mind. Okay, so when you have a lot of money sitting in the bank, you get this false safety net that the money is always going to be there. So what you do is, rather than think of smarter ways to solve a problem, or find resources or outsource things, guess what? You just go into your bank account, you take money out, and you throw it at every problem. That's exactly what I did. And eventually, the money runs out and the business stops. So that's a mistake I don't want any of you to make. If you are currently working on a business or you're thinking about a business idea, you want to test out that idea first. You want to work on your strategy to market as you're building the product. Don't just work on building this magnificent product and there's nobody to sell it to or nobody to use it. Okay, so that's the lesson for today's video, and this is not a paid advertisement. I have no affiliation whatsoever with this book or the writers of this book. I just think it's a great resource for anybody who is trying to build a startup or build a business from ground up. What's explained in this book can really help you out. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy this one. If you did, make sure you give a thumbs up, and if this is your first time on my channel, please make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on, and I have a link to my mailing list below. Be sure to sign up for that. And guys, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.